Good morning, students. Today we are going to study lesson number 7, population. Population is an important resource of any country. The qualitative aspects of a population are important for a nation's economic and social progress. Let us study the population of India. Okay. Now, you have to find out the following information for a particular day. Okay. Number one question is, how many students are there in your class? Number two is, out of the total number, how many are boys and how many are girls? Number three, how many are absent? What is the total strength of students in your school? Number 5 is, what is the total number of boys and girls in your school? Number 6 is, which class has maximum strength of students? Number 7 is, which class has the most absentees? Okay. So, in the above exercise, you have obtain the information about the strength of students in your school. Okay. In a similar manner, information can be obtained about the population of a village, taluka, district, state, nation and world. While obtaining this information, we have to also consider age and sex ratio, literacy and etc. Now, several factors are responsible for the development of a region. Out of this, population is an important factor. While studying the population of any region, the following aspects have to be considered. So, what are the following aspects? Number one is population growth. Number 2 is population distribution. Number 3 is population density. Number 4 is structure of population. Okay. So now see this in page number 42, you can see this table. In that table you can see this A city and B city. Okay. So particular is given total population in 2016. In A city it is 1 lakh and in B city it is 1 lakh 10,000. Now total numbers of children born in A city it is 2000 and in B city it is 2750. Total number of deaths in A city it is 1500 and in B city it is 2200. Now people who have migrated from outside, in A city it is 23,000 and in B city it is 15,000. Now see people who have migrated out. Okay. So in A city it's 2000 and in B city it's 5,000. Now you have to find out the population in 2017. Okay. Now see children, questions are given there. Which city has greater number of newly born children? So you can compare A city and B city. So you can see B city has greater number of newly born children. Okay. Now which city records greater number of death? The city B records greater number of deaths. Now looking at the figures of in-migration and out-migration, which city has received more migrants? According to the figures of in-migration and out-migration, the city A has received more migrants. Okay. Now children, calculate the population of both the cities in 2017. So I will tell you how to calculate this population. Now you can see from the given data, the total population of cities is calculated as follows. Now see, total population of the city in 2016. Okay. So what you will do, total number of children born, you will add, like in 2016, A city has 1 lakh population. So you will add total number of children born. 2000 children were born in 2016 to 2017. So you will add that with 1 lakh. Okay. Then total number of death. So death means you have to deduct, you have to do subtraction. Then people who have migrated from outside to this place, so you will add, so that is 23,000, you will add this number. And then people who have migrated out, so that will be deducted, 2000 will be deducted. Okay. Now population growth. From the above exercise, it can be seen that there is a constant change in the population of a region. Sometimes there is a decrease in population, and at other times there is an increase. So this increase or decrease is related to the following factors. The following factors are: number 1, birth rate. So the number of live births per 1000 people in a year shows the birth rate. Death rate, the number of deaths per 1000 people in a year shows the death rate. Number 3, life expectancy, the average lifespan of an individual expected in an area at the time of birth. Then migration, the movement of an individual or a group out of an area or into an area is called migration. When people move into a region from outside for residence, it is called in migration. And when people move out of a region for residential purpose, it is called out migration. All the above factors affect the population growth. The difference between the birth rate and the death rate is clearly responsible for the natural changes in population. Similarly, the migration of an individual or a group constantly results in the change of population. The unchecked growth of population puts pressure on the resources of a region. On the other hand, a controlled growth of population will lead to the availability of resources in the right proportion. A controlled population is an indicator of the development of a region. Now you have to try. So try this. Take about 100 grains of black-eyed beans. So that is called chowli. Okay. Now first scatter these beans on a square of 30 into 30 centimeters. Now scatter 100 more beans on a square of 15 into 15 centimeter. While scattering the grains, take care to see that the grains do not touch one another or pile up one on top of the other. So for this you can see figure 7.1. Now answer the following question. Okay. So in which of the squares can the grains of chowli be easily scattered? Okay, the grains of chowli can be easily scattered in the larger area, so that is 30 into 30 centimeters. Second question is, in which of the squares do the grains of chowli appear crowded? The grains of chowli appear crowded in the smaller square, that is 15 into 15 centimeters. Can there be a correlation between the distribution of chowli grains and the distribution of population in a region? Yes. When the grains of chowli are scattered over two areas of different sizes in the larger area, the distribution appears sparse. Similarly, we can understand the distribution of population in a region. Okay? Now, distribution of population. When the grains of chowli are scattered over two areas of different sizes, in the larger area, the distribution appears sparse, means less. See figure 7.1. Similarly, we can understand the distribution of population in a region. Some regions are mountainous while others are flat plains. Okay, so geographical conditions vary means it's different. Some regions are well endowed with natural resources while others have limited resources. These conditions affect the distribution of population. In areas with abundant resources, naturally the population is more. In these areas, there is dense population distribution. In areas with scarce resources, unfavorable climate, undulating terrain, and etc., the population distribution is sparse. Okay. Now, let's try this. Draw a square of 2 into 2 meters. In this square, you have to stand in that square. Okay. Slowly increase the number of students. Then what you will see in the space provided, can you move around easily? No. Okay. So you cannot move around. It is not easy to move around in the space of 2 into 2. So can more students be accommodated in the square? No. Okay, so now we will study about the factors affecting population distribution. So there are 4 different factors that are affecting population distribution. Number 1 is physical factors, number 2 is economic factors, number 3 is political factors, and number 4 is social factors. Now in physical factors, there is location, relief, climate, soil, and mineral resources. In economic factors, there is agriculture, industry, urbanization, transport, markets. In political factors, there is wars, political instability, government policies. And in social factors, there is race, religion, language, customs, and traditions. Okay. So, now we will continue this chapter in next lecture. Okay.